Hi everyone, welcome to our live stream. On this occasion we're going to do a review on which is the best streaming box we have actually owned, and we consider this to be very important because a lot of our friends have been asking us lately, since they watch our videos, why we never say or clearly specify which is the best streaming box that we have owned or used in our experience. So we're going to be very clear on this one. We usually try to be pretty flexible about it and pretty much state, it depends on the type of user you are. But we're going to give a very detailed explanation here on why we consider, for instance, that the Xiaomi Mi Box, in our opinion, is pretty much the best streaming device that you can actually find. A lot of people usually, they ask us about which one is the best one. And we have never been very clear, so we're going to try our best and explain in detail why we consider the Xiaomi Mi Box the best one. And it has to do more specifically with the options that it has, or the features, because the first thing is that it's Android based, so it's an Android TV OS that it has. It makes it very useful, especially if you live outside the US or if you want to engage in watching international TV shows. So also the price features relationship is very good. It's not as expensive as some other streaming boxes we have actually evaluated before. You can get it for $59. We got ours with a discount around $49 US about a year ago. There are other streaming boxes, but again, we usually prefer the major brands because they are more reliable and you get better customer service, and you also get updates on the OS, which is very important, especially if you do enjoy streaming. So that is why I constantly tell people, go for the brands. For instance, Xiaomi is a very big developer of technology in China and also in the world, so they're very well known for their streaming devices. And as you can see, for instance, this Xiaomi Mi Box, it has about almost 5,000 reviews, so it's pretty reliable and it's a very good streaming box. And it also comes with a lot of features which are very useful. The first one that I do enjoy is the USB port, which I'm going to show you here. And the USB port allows you to expand the storage space on this streaming box, because all of the streaming boxes usually only have about 8 gigabytes of storage, so it's not a lot. But with this one, you can actually get a little bit more out of it. And it also has an adapter which you can connect your Xiaomi Mi Box to the internet via an Ethernet cable. So that is something very useful if you do not have Wi-Fi. Many streaming boxes do not have an Ethernet port. Some of the most expensive ones do, but the adapter here is very cheap. It's like $13 US, so it's not expensive. But again, I think that the Xiaomi Mi Box has lived up to the expectations. It has all the features that you will find on your Amazon Fire Stick. We own some Amazon Fire Sticks. Actually, we own 3. We had the first generation and also the second generation. And to be honest with you, the interface on the Amazon Fire, it's a little bit better. It's more intuitive and it's better laid out when compared to the Android TV layout. It's a little bit more friendly. However, the only issue that I do have with the Amazon Fire is that if you live outside the US, like in my case, I live overseas. Whenever I try to use the Amazon Fire, everything is set up for the US. So I can use a VPN to actually get access to most of the content, like if I was in the States. However, for instance, I do have a membership subscription for services outside the US. So when I try to access them through the Amazon Fire Stick, for instance, Prime Video from Latin America, it's different from the one in the US. So the one in the US, or the Amazon Fire, will show me the content from the US despite being outside the US. But when I try to access the content, when it realizes that I'm outside the US, but I'm subscribed to Prime Video, it wouldn't allow me to play certain titles. So that's somewhat annoying. So that's the only reason why I don't think that the Amazon Fire Stick is the best if you're outside the States. However, if you are in the United States and you want to compare a Roku versus an Amazon Fire Stick, I will tell you hands down fully on the Amazon Fire Stick, because it's just simply the best of both worlds. So you get an Android based OS, which is the own Amazon Fire OS, but it's Android based, so you can install Android OS apps on your Amazon Fire Stick. The price is unbeatable, and it has some great features like Alexa voice search. I mean, the Amazon Fire Stick is definitely hands down the best option if you live in the States. Way better than any Roku devices I have owned and tried. And I might be a little bit harsh on the Roku, but it has to do with the experience on the channels and the apps available on the Roku devices, especially if you live outside the US. For instance, the Roku doesn't have like that many options for content if you're outside the US. But if you're in the US, you get access to a huge library of content. The only problem is that Roku, for some reason, has banned anything that has to do with MP3 files nor IPTVs. And if you get caught installing one of those apps, you can get taken down the rights for installing more private apps on your Roku devices, which is somewhat restrictive. It's why I don't particularly enjoy the Roku. But again, if you ask me which one is the best, I will tell you that definitely the Android based system for me, if I am outside the US, is the one that I will go for. If you're in the States, you will definitely want to go for an Amazon Fire Stick. In our channel, which is Streaming Army on YouTube, we've made tons of videos about the 3 streaming devices that we own, which are a Roku, also a Amazon Fire Stick, and also pretty much a Xiaomi Mi Box, which is an Android TV. And between those 3, I will tell you hands down, the best one is for me, since I'm outside the US, the the Xiaomi Mi Box. If you're in the States, it's the Amazon Fire. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Any questions or comments are always welcome. And again, thanks for watching.